Okay, all right. So it is March 26th, 2024. We're streaming live from the Pacific Northwest. I'm looking outside right now. The sun's shining. It was like 55 degrees today. The ground's a little wet, so I think it might have rained earlier, but that's okay. So now I'm going to introduce our host, JohnnyNerdOut.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for joining tonight. Everybody's got a seat, hopefully. We're going to talk e-bikes. Shane's going to give us some news. We're going to...
Hey-o!
Yeah, what's up, Shane? We're actually in the same room, even though it looks like we're not. But we're going to be talking about e-bikes, answering some questions. We're going to be doing some Q&As. I think we're going to do call-ins again. We're going to try to do call-ins. If you guys are brave enough, do some call-ins. Talk to us live. I think I said Shane's going to do the news. We're going to talk about what's going on here at the shop and just talk about general bikes. We got a couple segments we like to do, and stay tuned. And feel free to just chat. If you want to chime in, correct us. If we said something wrong, we made a mistake, correct us. Chat us up. All right, with that being said, Shane, are you ready to show us some news? What's going on?
Yeah. You're like a musician, right? Did you do like music stuff?
I mean, I kind of played I bought a drum machine when I was 16, but I'm not a musician.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then what'd you do with it? Just sat there?
I think it sat for about 5 years and I sold it.
Where's it at right now?
Probably in some dude's house that bought off of eBay.
See, dude, you're an entrepreneur. Making money. I wrote a song about Mexican food, about a tortilla.
Oh, okay.
But it's more of a rap. All right, so let's do the news.
It's good.
Okay, all right, so today, the news for 2026, March 26th, March 27th? What is today? It's the 27th.
We're going to get a lot of comments about your date.
About the date?
Yeah, correct.
What did I say? Did I say the wrong date at the beginning?
You said 2006 or something like that.
All right, well, 2006.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, so I think where I wanted to start talking about, and we don't talk enough about like manufactured, pre-made, click and ship e-bikes, bikes that are already built. They're built somewhere else, and they're made specifically to be an e-bike. So I think we wanted to, because what is the company? Rad Power?
I think that's a company.
It's a company. They came out with a new bike, and in my opinion, it looks kind of cool. I don't know. I feel like it is a hub motor though. I don't know. So I mean, we'll say our opinions. We're gonna show you on paper, kind of the specs of this bike and why it might be for some people out there, but we are kind of biased. We really don't. If you ask either of us, we won't tell you to buy it. But we could still form an unbiased opinion because I don't know.
It's weird. It's so weird because custom e-bikes are not for everybody. A lot of people they would much rather just buy something like this. They're like, oh, that looks. I mean, that does look cool. You're absolutely right. I'd be like, yeah, that looks cool.
Rugged, good looks.
Yeah, and then but as somebody who has been in this industry for coming up on a decade, I know that the performance would not be there and the customizability is not there, tunability, programmability, and all that stuff is like things that I need. So I'm like, oh, okay. So where my mind goes is, how can I just build that bike? I'll buy a frame that looks just like it, and then I'll outfit it with the battery range that I want and the motor. The motor will just blow the pan. That's what sucks about these is that they're all using just geared hub motors.
So I was going to look for a bike that had a mid-drive motor, but so the price point's interesting, $2,000. Overall, even just, $2,000 for like a well-built bike without a motor that's not horrible.
Right, you can, but yes, the thing is, and I'm going to sound like a hater here.
That's right, because I'll play devil's advocate.
All right. So this is where that bike, if you were to strip away the motor and the battery off of that bike, and you were to just, like a bike purist, somebody who's like really into bikes, they'll look at it and they'd probably barf. They'd probably be like, oh my God, this thing weighs 60 pounds without a battery. Yeah. Like, who's pedaling that? Like you wouldn't. It's more of like a motorcycle chassis with like a low powered motor on it. Which is what,
low power more, but I mean it is a 750 watt.
Yeah, but it's
100 newton meters of torque.
But it's still a single speed though. You only have one gear inside a hub motor. It's geared.
Ooh, it says torque sensor here.
Right.
Five pedal assist levels plus 0 assist option.
Yeah. So which is all like it's like putting sprinkles on a turd. No offense, but it's like all I'm saying is if you put a torque sensor on a single speed gear hub motor, it still won't have the performance. It'll feel good. It'll still like. I'm not saying that it's going to feel like garbage. It's just not going to have the performance that like a mid-drive would. And $2,000, and
so 48 volt battery, 750, 15 amp hour battery, and another thing that's going to set it apart is they're UL certified. Batteries.
I think that's what they're hanging their hat on, and that's what you need to be looking at for this, because you're like $2,000. You'd be like, that's not a very good deal.
There it is,
but
right there. Both the electrical system and the battery on this model are UL certified to UL 2849 and UL 2271 standards.
Yeah, and that's what
does that mean to you?
You're going to be seeing a lot more. So there's different standards, and I think the batteries have to go to 2271. There's different standards that they test for different things. I mean, every single thing. This camera lens is going to have a different UL certification code standard than something that has. There's just different classifications.
So those codes are specific to like e-bikes.
Yeah. So 2271, you could get different certifications UL certified. I was getting quotes for lower certifications that they don't really test for the. I think 2271 is the good one. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that they do have that. That's cool.
Let's see what else does this bike have? It's got some lights, torque sensor. I already said that. It's got a USB port, USB-C port. So standard stuff. Here's the components. It's got a bell.
Thanks for cutting to me, wiping my nose.
What did you have a booger?
No, I was just wiping my nose. I just had it. Now I'm wiping my eyes. Yeah, cut to that.
All right.
That's good.
That's why you pay me the big bucks.
Yeah.
To find those
Director.
moments, to get those moments on camera. Aluminum frame. All right, so I don't know. So 8-speed freewheel. Here, I think there's some. Who are these guys? Oh, so this is Rad Power. I think so. I wanted just to look where they're at. They're in Seattle. They say they have a lab where they're building the bikes. They're testing them. But then once it's time for manufacturing, they contact their guys in China. They're the ones that put it together and then ship it back over here. There's the guy. There's Rad himself right there, probably.
Mr. Rad. I think his last name is Rad. I really wish that would be. So UL certification is cool. I think more importantly, or maybe not more importantly, but the next step needs to be made in America. We would definitely like to see that at least assembled in America. I don't know, but I would like to see batteries manufactured in America and motors manufactured. We have no motor manufacturers in America, which is insane. It drives me. You tear these motors apart. While it isn't like anybody can build them, it still is not rocket science. I mean, I know tons of talented people that could do this. If they quit their jobs and they dedicated 6 months to this, they could, but trying to convince people to do that.
Where's Tesla at? Where are they building?
They're I think they moved to Texas now. I don't know.
Okay. I wonder, are they getting like tax breaks?
They were in California and they moved to Texas now.
Is it like federal, is the government like giving them some money to like stay put and?
Yeah, I mean there were also state level stuff that they were getting, and then that's why they moved to Texas because they incentivized them a lot more. They were like, hey, come over here, and then they went.
See, we have to set up what's it called, like the give and take. So if the government's gonna like start enforcing laws and be like, oh, you have to UL batteries and you have to have an age restriction, then we have to say stuff like, well, then we need funding. We would want manufacturers here in America. Let's incentivize.
Yeah, manufacturers, absolutely. I would rather do that than giving people $1,000, $2,000 to buy an overpriced e-bike. I would say, hey, let's take that $15 million that you were going to give to people to buy e-bikes, and let's spend that $15 million on a on a grant. Like, hey, you want to build a motor company, or you want to build a battery company here? Let's give it to them. Like, let's do that. Like, to me, that's,
Yeah.
anything.
We'll do it.
Yeah. Give me $15 million for sure, dude. I'll start recruiting. I'll be man. I'll go crazy.
So I'm gonna pull up the Rad guys again, just so I mean, it's obvious that we would rather. I think that's kind of like your main like tagline, or like our point of view is there's plenty of bikes already in the world. Let's use the ones that exist. Let's put motors and battery. We can make just as good of bikes off using the bikes that are already available to us. No real need to keep manufacturing just for the purpose of making an electric bike.
I do think there is a need.
Opinion.
I think that, and I do think there is a purpose and a need for like like pre-made e-bikes, Bike Tricks, Rad Power,
Do you think these are siblings for these guys?
I don't know.
Brothers and sisters?
Maybe. I think there is a need for them because there are a lot of people that like don't want to convert a bike and they don't want to pay someone to convert a bike, whatever. They just want to click and ship. They want to ship to their bike, ship to their house. And I think there is a need for it. I just don't think we need 100 brands. We don't need 100 different brands, and I'm sure that all these different brands would agree, like, yeah, we just want to have the 3 or 4. I think 3 or 4 would be good, and then the rest, it's like,
well, what's wrong with having a bunch of brands?
Because I think it should be custom bikes. Should be right now the lion's share is pre-made bikes. I think the lion's share needs to be custom bikes, and just a small percentage. We're still in its infancy, but I'm in like 5-10 years. Hopefully that fulcrum is going to shift where the majority of people are building their bikes, they're converting bikes, they're finding good bikes and converting them with good components. And it's just a very few people that are like still buying legacy bikes like these. And
so what do you think? I always like going like comparing, doing the analogy with like cell phones, because now we just have those two. We got Samsung and Apple for the most part. I mean, like LG is in there.
Yeah, it'd be good to have more competition. I agree. Like having those two giants. Is that what you're trying to say? Is like
because I mean, like, that's what it's going to come down to, right?
Yeah.
Like if there's going to be 2 or 3 electric bike companies, then
I agree. I'd like to have. I think like 5. If we had 5 cell phone manufacturers, don't you think that would be good?
How are we going to put that? Like, who's going to say, oh, okay, we already got 5. No more. We're done.
It's just natural selection. I think, people are just going to stop buying the lower tier stuff. People are going to stop being duped by that $500-$600 price tag that you could buy an e-bike on Walmart or Amazon. They're going to stop buying those ones. And then slowly, those people are just going to stop selling them because they're losing money on it.
All right, we do have some people that are. So I kind of think that we should do this every once in a while with looking at some like, because I do believe that we're all like part of the same community, right? The electric bike, light electric vehicle community.
I know, yeah.
And we don't want to like be always throwing shade at people that, because I mean this bike is for someone. There's people out there that this is just a better option than tearing the bottom bracket out of their bike,
their hard rock. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, you're right. Like we are still part of the. But I think you could still have segments. Even like in car enthusiasts, you got guys who are like really into like 60s Chevys, and you got guys who are really into like 90s Subarus, and you got guys who are, you get those like things, and like we're definitely a niche where we're like we love converting bikes, and especially with mid drives. And I think we're just a niche one, but at the end of the day, it's like we're e-bike people. We're e-bike enthusiasts.
The retrofitting folks need to be like dominating the light electric vehicles, because we should be like the innovators. And then if there needs to be some e-bike companies out there, like they need to be relying on us to like fix their shit, because they can't fix it themselves usually. So it's they gotta come to find people like us that know how to work no matter what kind of bike it is, as long as they're using quality parts.
Every day I get somebody either knocking on the door here or emailing me, calling me, asking me about like, hey, I got this whatever blankety blank bike I got somewhere and I can't fix it. I can't figure it out. Can you help me? Every day, I would say. And e-bike shops like us, custom shops where we're always getting our hands dirty with custom electrical stuff. Like we can fix stuff like that. Where your average bike shop, they're gonna say they told me to come to you, or even the manufacturer who manufactured the brand they bought it from is gonna give them no help, because they're like, we don't know what's in this bike. We're just a middleman that slapped our logo on it.
So who's this bike for? Who
I can
who
see that
needs
bike.
to talk to these guys?
I can see that bike actually appealing to a lot of people. I think it looks kind of cool, to be honest with you. I think it looks kind of cool.
Comes in green. Green too. Green and maroon. The color's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the other one. I would get that, and I would take the hub motor out. I would rebuild that wheel with a standard hub, and I would put a mid-drive on it.
So only a 48 volt battery, but like it slides in and out of there. It's removable. I think it's Samsung or LG cells. So,
It kind of reminds me, it's like a low step, almost like a specialized fuse or something like that. It's got those thick tires. Does it say how big the tires are on it? What are the specs?
Somewhere. Components are the tire wheels on here. 27.5.
By what?
3.
Okay, yeah. So that's like that's the fuse territory. Those mid fats.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people that are getting into bikes for the first time, and I still get this. Everybody's like, I know you don't like fat bikes, and I'm like, I never said that. I said, for most people, a fat bike doesn't make sense if it's like your first bike and you're looking for a commuter or you're looking for something to just kind of cruise around on. A lot of people are drawn to the fat bikes because they look cool. And I'm saying you shouldn't get that. Only get a fat bike if it serves your purpose. If you're trying to be like, hey, I'm a hunter, or I'm going off road a lot, or I'm going to be in the snow. Yeah, fat bike makes sense. I'm going to be in the sand a lot. Fat bike makes sense. But if you're just commuter, fat bikes don't make sense. 3 inches. That's kind of like a good in between. Or if you're like, I like the look of the fat bike, but a 3 inch is not so fat that it's going to be weird handling, but it's still fat enough. It gives you a lot of grip on the road, depending on what kind of tire you get, and it still acts like a little bit of a suspension. And I really like the 3 inch tires. Between like the 2.6 and 3 inch tires, I personally really like those tires a lot.
All right, so real quick, I think Rad Power's had enough of our time.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess we'll say, like, no, we're not telling you to buy this bike, but we're also not saying don't buy it. I don't know. Just find a bike that already exists and put a mid-drive on it.
I think last week we put up, just for funsies. If you're somebody who's like, I don't want to burn any more calories, I just want a cool bike, I want a bike that I could ride, get that bike. But if you want to get a much better bike, performance-wise, spec-wise, you could buy, I think last week we had on for $400. It was a specialized fuse. You could put a 2.7 motor on for $330.
Yeah,
so
if you have a $2,000 budget, and
you could all in for like $1,000
Yeah.
and have spec-wise that would blow that out of the water.
No.
If you're okay buying a used bike, even then you could buy a new bike
and
Specialized. Go to Specialized.com right now. They have Rolls 3.0s with hydraulic brakes for $550. That's it's normally a $1,200 bike. You could get them. They're probably going to sell out right now. I was thinking about buying one. I'm like, I love those bikes. So for $550 plus another $800,
yeah,
$1,300.
And if you don't feel like doing it yourself, you pay somebody. You find a shop, do it for. We would do it for what, $300, $400.
Yeah, exactly. And not to,
you're probably still under that budget of that.
And not to shamelessly plug Johnny Nerd Out, but we
or any other bike shop that does conversions. Like we get. Just as long as they get their motors.
But we do a lot of times, people will buy a bike like that one I was talking about, the Specialized. They'll buy it, have it shipped here, and it only costs like $50 to ship it here. We'll convert it, and then we'll ship it to them. So it's all in, you're well under $2,000 for something that would blow like anything pre-made out of the water. Like absolutely.
But the Rad Power Radster, if not, then I guess maybe that one. Consider that one. Other news. So this is an e-bike manufacturer seeks public help after $500,000 container theft.
Oh, man.
So this is, and they just call themselves e-bike company. So this was somewhere. Delta, BC. So British Columbia. Sorab Sandhu. I don't know who that is. So they don't say the name of the company. It's just
Bike Tricks.
Where does it say it?
It says Roshan Thomas.
Right here.
Run
No.
Tricks.
So this is the guy who has run Bike Treks for decades, but that's not who.
Yeah,
that's not who it's got. That doesn't say that's who.
Yeah, because Thomas released the CCTV footage. Yeah, that's Bike Tricks.
Okay, I don't know. So I think it's an inside job, honestly, but
could be.
It doesn't. This article does not say that was specifically Bike Tricks. They just say Roshan Thomas, who has run Bike Tricks for a decade, says the thieves broke into a Delta BC warehouse overnight. Yeah. So not even his. They just got some other guy from another place to say that somebody.
That's the guy he runs Bike Tricks. Yeah, you've seen his. He has a lot of commercials.
So here it is.
Facebook
Here it is
and
actually.
stuff.
So I didn't read this article. Did you? He had asked third party warehouse that it works with in Delta to unload the bikes early on the day. So it
Fear
is.
of
It
theft.
is. It is a third.
Interesting. I mean, that's kind of crazy. I wonder how they just stole the truck or what.
Let's find. We got some footage right here.
Oh man, I guess they just.
So it's not really like captivating footage.
It's just some dude driving a truck.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
oh,
literally
wow.
there's the guys. Sorry, we can't like zoom in, but there's some dude running over there.
I want to see them just like pick up and carry the container by hand.
They came with like a forklift and.
Yeah.
All right, there's one dude.
So they
getting in.
stole the truck.
Yeah, they stole the whole truck.
I gotta be able to find the
There you
truck.
go.
You can't get. How do you get away quick on that?
Yeah,
I mean,
and look, like they just got in, turned the lights on, and
it's
they're
like
going. They knew how to. I'm telling you, inside job, dude. They probably got decent insurance, and they probably realized their bikes suck.
dude.
No,
Yeah,
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure their bikes are fine. But maybe they're just like, you know what? We could say that they're because they put it at retail. $850,000, $840,000 at retail.
Man,
So they invested
100
$500,000.
100 bikes. Man, that's crazy.
But yeah,
That
no, it
sucks.
sucks. My heart goes out to the guy from Bike Trucks. But I don't know. Hopefully it brings good things.
That would suck. That's like $1 million. Yeah, if they don't have insurance, hopefully insurance is going to take care of
Yeah.
that. But man, that would suck. Oh, I'm sure he's just. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
All right, well, that's it. Yeah,
All
so that's all that I brought up in the news. Just, I wanted to kind of go something good and something bad. So
You got both. You
Yeah.
did both.
you want to cut over to you? You got some things talking?
Well, I just wanted to talk about. We did our
hold on.
spring.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's go over to John.
All right. So we did our spring tune-up event last weekend. Thank you everybody who showed up.
Jeremy was in the chat. He said hi.
Yeah, what's up, Jeremy? We got a good chance to go on a ride. Jeremy was there. That was fun, man. We got to do a little ride. It rained on our ride, and then as soon as we were done riding, it stopped raining, of course. But I want to do that a little bit more often. I'd like to do that. Maybe do like I don't know. I was thinking like we should do like a garage sale. I keep thinking of I have all this stuff that I'm like I would rather just give this away like at a super cheap price. And just have like a community event and then go on a big ride. And then also we were talking about it afterwards. We went out to lunch with everybody and with Jeremy. And then we were talking about doing epic rides. And I was just like, yeah, I want to do a big epic ride. I'd like to do one this summer with people. Try to do one, maybe go ride to the coast or something and try to figure out how to put that together. I think that would be a lot of fun. And yeah, I think that was good. It was a good putting our toe in the water. Shane was there. We were all there just kind of hanging out, drinking coffee, eating donuts, working on bikes. So
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, join us for the next one if you guys want to do that. We're at the shop here in Vancouver. Just come and chill if you want to. Just come and talk about bikes, and then we'll go for a ride, rain or shine. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I think I had as far as shop news. We're not going to be doing a stream next week. I'm going to be out of town for next Wednesday, so this one's going to have to tide you guys over for a week. But we'll all convene again in 2 weeks. We'll do another show. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much about all that I had. Why did I get dark?
Can we? Yeah, it did get dark. I don't know. Can we run through just the motors? So we got Bafang, the M635 is up and running. Everything seems fine. I rode it the other day and it was good. We were kind of test riding it over the weekend. Seemed like it was
I
going.
don't know why we got so dark all of a sudden. Did you hit a button or something?
No.
All right. Everything just got dark. Anyways, there's always something going on here. This is what you get when you get a free YouTube show. Yeah, the M635 is good to go. It's working. I still haven't gotten confirmation on the 750 watt, the M435. But yeah, the M635, there's a couple people I've been talking with, and they're like, I really want to get this for this. And the one thing I think that's holding some people back is the lack of programmability. You can't really get in it and tune it like you can the BBS02 and HD. And the lack of accessories for it just yet, because extension cables, like if you want to put it on a recumbent, you want to put it on a tandem bike, anything like that, extension cables are still You got to make them yourself, essentially. I'm trying to get some made for my supplier that are, going to just be plug and play. You're not going to have to cobble it together. So that's still going to take a little bit of time, though. So in the meantime, 2.7 is trying to gobble up, I think, Bafang's lunch. They're really trying to, they lowered their price, and they're trying to come out with a bunch. We got a shipment coming tomorrow of the 500 watt versions. Let me know if you want any of the 750 watt versions. I haven't ordered them. I just feel like it's not, I don't know, like it doesn't fill a need. You're either going to go 1,000 or 500. But if you want a cheap torque sensing motor, you're going to go that route. I'm going to be getting some 750 watt Tongsheng motors in. We're going to step that up. Trying to think of what else is going on. We got some Photons coming in, and we got some X1 Pro Gen 4s coming in. A lot of the X1 Gen 4s have been pre-sold, but we are going to have still some available.
Just to run through it and not to dwell on it too long. So M635 up and running. How many displays is that? Is there just one display?
There's two. We
displays?
have one available. I think it's the 181,
all right.
C181.
So that's a torque sensing motor, but you have like the option to switch it to cadence. Is that?
That's a great question. I'm not 100% sure on that one right now, because the display is very limited on that one. The 2.7 motors, you could get in there and you could change everything through the displays. With the M635, you get like 3 things to change: imperial or metric, tire size, and like one other thing, and that's it. And it's just like, okay. And in order to get into the programming side of it, you have to have the actual Bafang programmer, which is like its own little box, and then you also have to have a login to be like a Bafang dealer for it. So I don't see many people being able to do that.
A little bit, what is it, prioritized? Is that the right word? Like priority, like, or what? When something like it's not to the right to repair or whatever. We're not able to like work on it ourselves or updates.
Proprietary. Yeah. It's definitely a lot of proprietary stuff.
What did I say?
Priority.
It was like priority mail. Yeah. Okay. So all right. So that's. I feel like that's just going to be like the ongoing news for the M635. It is
going to be a while. And I think even the 2.7 is going to be in the news for a while. And yeah, I think a lot of people were really interested about Bafang's torque sensing mid-drive that they're releasing, but it's like it's got a lot of caveats to it.
Yeah.
So can't get into it, can't change it. It's not programmable. If you want that, CYC is still number one, I would say, with Photon to just go in. I was riding mine yesterday, and I was just on the fly while I was riding it. I was changing my torque sensitivity. I was changing my power levels.
Can I talk about my Photon experience so far? Because I've been riding it for a year, and I burnt out like the motor and the control. I don't know, like not necessarily like burnt it out, but like I unrestricted it immediately, and I purposely rode it to the ground because CYC's got a warranty and they claim that it's fine to do that, so I did it. And I don't know, it was giving me some troubles. I fixed put in a new controller that we got from CYC, and then that solved like some little problems. But then as soon as I got the new motor core, and that was maybe part of the new batch of motors that we got from them, but I don't know. Maybe there was no problems, and maybe I'm just the only one that it had. Oh, but they do overheat. So if you get a Photon, it's just be careful with it. You don't need to make it unrestricted. They go just fine without it. But if you do take that extra step to get like that extra power, just be careful. I don't know. Just keep an eye on the temperature. It's a lot more finicky than a Bafang. It will overheat a lot easier.
Yeah, I agree. I think that 750 watts will still get you up to 30 miles an hour probably if you push it, like close to it, as long as you're pedaling with it. So yeah, I think going up to 2,000 watts is just you're asking for trouble. But yeah, it's a great motor. In my opinion, though, going back to that, I think CYC is the best as far as if you just want something that's state-of-the-art and you want easy to change, Photon's probably the way to go. If you want something with crazy power and is also easy to change into, the X1 Pro is the best one to go. So CYC definitely has their their market. It definitely has their share, but for cheap and like at best value, that's where you start getting into like the 2.7 Tongsheng, Bafang argument, like value. That's where they're at. You could get 3 2.7s for the price of one Photon. So it's like, all right, you could build out three separate bikes for the price of one Photon.
So really, I mean, like nothing's changed. Now we're kind of just that's just it. Like we got so the motors are out there. Those we carry like all the main like mid-drive retrofitting motors. Any like certain variants of either one is just we're kind of just waiting on them. But
yeah, we're waiting on like the fat bike versions of like the DMO2, DMO1, like the 120 millimeters. They're coming out. I think they said late next month, 120 millimeter, which is kind of a bottom. But I think they're going to keep the 100, 110, and 120s, which I don't know why they have the 110s, but all right.
Anything new with batteries? I mean, same stuff. No matter where you get your battery from, don't cheap out on it. 52 volt or go like Samsung's or Panasonic cells. Go with reliable sources.
Get a good brand of cells, but also get a good manufacturer of who put it together. Like if you get a couple, like hey, I got people always are asking me like, all right, hey, I got Panasonic cells. Or I'm like, what kind's your battery? And it's like, Panasonic? It's like, well, yeah, that's what's in it, but it's like, who made it? And so, yeah, definitely don't cheap out on who bought it, who made it. Was it a skilled worker or was it a 13-year-old who was trying to rush to get home?
What else? Anything? What about like, so there's Lecky. So nothing really.
I did get, we got some new Lecky. This one's kind of cool. A lot of people might like this. I got some new Lecky rack clamps. So a lot of people have small battery frames, and they can't put a decent-sized Shark battery inside the frame. So a lot of people want to do rack batteries with the built-in battery into them. I'm not a huge fan of that one because then you're using a kind of a proprietary battery shape, and you can't just use like a good rack, like a standard rack. You're paying for a lot for it. So Lecky came out with a rack clamp that allows you to. It's essentially like a battery bob, but it's for the rear rack. It's kind of pricey. It's like $42, but it clamps onto your rack, and then it has threaded bosses that you could then, drill or screw your battery plate into. So it makes it super easy. If you just want to be like, I don't want to have to, we used to always have to drill plates into it, make your own adapters. We get aluminum stock, and we chop it off, we drill it, and it's kind of a pain, but it was cheap, but it took you a long time to do it. Here, you save a lot of time. It's $40. Might be worth your time to save an hour of like chopping stuff off, smoothing it down, all that stuff. So we have that at JohnnyNerdOut.com. It's the rack clamp. I don't know if I'm going to make a standalone video on that or not. I might, but that's cool. That's
rack
cool.
Clamp.
Yeah, that's a cool one. So might help out a lot of people. If you want a bigger battery capacity than what your frame will hold.
All right, so we're about 33 minutes into the stream. What do you want to do next? Want to keep talking about stuff?
Let's go to the chat. Let's see what's everyone been talking about. I feel like we haven't said hey to anybody. Who's all here? Luke's here. Michael.
Easy.
I got cut off.
Easy. Dude.
All right. Yeah, Keith's here. All the usuals. Michael's, Luke's.
All the Lukes are here.
Bob Walker.
So I set up this Nightbot thing, guys. So I wasn't. It seems like it's kind of like spamming the chat a little bit. So I'll adjust the settings so we're not getting like.
What's it doing?
It's just like it pushed like 2 out at once. So
it's like okay, we get it.
It's like every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes. It looks like. I don't know, but please, if you guys are enjoying the stream, hit the like button.
Oh yeah, let us know if you like it, and if you don't,
keep your mouth shut.
Yeah,
keep it to yourself.
We're threatening. CYC Photon update, Benji, good idea to talk about. Last I heard was that they were focusing on the Photon, that they were focusing on making that bulletproof or more bulletproof, at least reliability before the Photon. But I don't know if 2024 is going to be the year of the Photon or not. It might be 2025. So no news on that yet. But yeah, I should ask them.
Was there like mock-ups or something? Like something? What was? I don't really know what they just said the word Proton and.
I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not friends with them on Facebook. I should, because I think that's where they put their like whatever announcements.
Hello to the Finger Lakes.
Hello from the Finger Lakes.
I'm saying hello to the whole Finger
Oh,
Lake
you're saying, yeah.
community. You watch The Office? You got Jim Carrey from the Finger. You know that? Have you seen that on The Office? Jim Carrey like comes and does the interview and it's like he left his family like in a cabin at the Finger Lakes and he ran to Scranton to go do an interview real quick.
I haven't seen that one.
He's like, I gotta get back to the Finger Lakes.
I didn't even know the Finger Lakes were a real place until probably like I was mid-20s, and I was like, that's a real place? I thought that was just like a...
Yeah, the Finger Lakes.
Yeah. Like what? All right.
What were you saying, dude? I cut you off.
Okay, well,
the Proton maybe?
Yeah, Proton. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what they're gonna try to do with it. How do you improve? What hole is that gonna fill? They have the Photon. They got the Stealth, which I feel like fills the gap between the X1 and the Proton.
Were they thinking that maybe the Proton was gonna be like the new Photon?
But like, what would it do? What would it add?
Or is the Proton smaller?
Would it be even like
maybe it's smaller?
Like make it 500 watt? I mean, that would, I don't know, maybe.
It's a Photon on steroids, Luke says. Egypt man, when will we get? Do we have the DMO one?
Just sold the last DMO one like yesterday or today. I think I just shipped the last one out. I'm gonna be getting a couple more DMO ones in this next batch, which I think is coming tomorrow, but it's only gonna be like the 110 millimeter version. I think It's been weird. It's been a weird ordering process, and it's been taking forever. But I'm going to be getting a bunch of DMO 2s tomorrow, hopefully, if tracking is correct. It says we're getting them tomorrow. So, yeah, DMO 1s are still going to be a little bit, probably about a month. So, hang tight. If you guys are patient, let me know. Email me. Sign up for that notification so I see how many I need to order. If I need to order more, just let me know. That's why I really use those notifications a lot. That helps. Shane's doing some troubleshooting behind the scenes.
Did something fall out of the?
Is that why it's so dark?
Maybe.
Maybe it's just.
Sorry.
It's all right.
That was my keyboard stopped working.
Wait, what's Benji talking about? You see Onyx behind the RCR is bankrupt? What do you mean, Benji? Onyx is bankrupt? Is Onyx going out of town? Out of town because of no money?
Going on vacation.
Well, I wonder. It says Onyx behind the RCR. I want. Give me some more deets. I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of anything with Onyx. I do like that bike, but it is crazy priced, in my opinion. Let's see. Shane took off the.
Oh.
How is the market? Are you staying busy? Yeah, staying busy. We're definitely staying busy, which is good. I think people are getting into the movement here. I mean, I don't know. I've definitely been spoiled because I feel like I get a lot of customers who are like, I see you're out of stock in this, but I'm going to buy from you. And so I know that I'm definitely spoiled. And they're like, I'm fine to wait. So I think I am busy because I have we have a lot of loyal people that want to support this and they like what we're doing here. So it's really cool. And I definitely thank you guys. And I thank everybody out there for watching this and supporting this. But this is a passion project. This has always been a thing of passion. Even before there was even a business, it was always a thing of passion. So, and it will continue to be that way. So, I don't know. I want that to be first and foremost. I'm an enthusiast first and a business guy second. But yeah, a lot of e-bike companies coming and going. It's been like that for a while, and it's going to continue that way. I think a lot of the e-bike companies, a lot of the e-bike makers. You know, I know we were just talking about Rad. I think Rad's going to be. I think they got in early and they kind of established themselves good, which is weird because I remember when I was first looking at bikes, there was like Rad and there was Juiced, and I was like, oh, the Juiced had like a little bit better stats compared to Rad for better pricing, and I remember Juiced was like number one, and now they're like. They're almost gone. I don't even know if they're still in business or not.
Phone lines are open. Benji said someone died?
Owner died and workers cannot continue. Oh, Onyx? Really? Oh, is that true? Can you? I want to look that up. Really, that's crazy.
I mean, don't we get all our news from Benji, right?
Yeah, we should. Well, we did, but he's like he gives us 8-word sentences, which I get. It's a chat. You don't want to put like a whole paragraph on there. So thanks for not doing that. But no, I didn't see that. So I'll check it out after this, unless Shane looks it up after this. But no, that's crazy. That sucks.
Onyx. Oh, we got a call.
Call from.
Beep. You guys got to say your name. Thanks for calling. This is JohnnyNerdOut.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
What's going on?
Hey.
What's up?
Not much. I just got one quick question.
Yeah.
Is it pretty easy to, like, wire stuff into the batteries?
What do you mean?
Well, I had a friend of mine make me a custom saddle, and I wanted to see if I could, like, wire it into the battery.
A
hard
custom
to do?
saddle?
Yeah, it's a saddle. It's got a vibrator sticking out of it because, you know, I like to have fun when I ride,
Nice.
you know.
So
Yeah.
so
Nothing like
what do you?
Yeah,
trying
we
to
can
do?
easily. You can easily.
If you could dream it, you could
Yeah.
build it.
Yes. Yes. As long as you have like
that's
soldering
awesome.
iron.
Yeah, it's nothing like 52 volts up the poop chute.
Yep. All right.
Well, hey, man.
Well,
Thanks, fellas.
Thanks. We appreciate you calling in and telling us. You guys got to keep us
Good.
updated with your projects that you're working on.
There's
And
a lot of ideas out there.
we want to know what's important to you.
Yeah, Justin B says 60 volts. Probably what you should be looking at. 52 volts. Probably not going to do it for you. Yeah, let's see. Benji tried posting a link. Oh, I see. Yeah, I wonder, does YouTube just not let you
I don't think so.
post links? Probably
James Catablu, CEO of Onyx Motorbikes, has.
Where do you see that?
Well, I'm just looking.
Oh, you're reading it up?
I'm reading it up here. I'll switch over to the.
I remember when Onyx came out. I feel like I first heard about them in like 2017. Oh, wow. Oh, eccentric backer. I remember, I think I heard about them in like 2017, maybe like 2018. And they were one of the first ones that were putting out like 72 volt stuff. Like, I think it was like the RCR. And it was like for like $3,000 to $4,000. It wasn't crazy. And they were like having some good deals. Oh, man, for something that would do 60 miles an hour for like that scrambler style. It was kind of cool. But I think it was still a little rich. It wasn't street legal. It was like that weird. It's kind of like where the Talaria is now, or where the what is that? Whatever. It's like it's not street legal. Oh yeah, everything's sold out. I wonder if they're just not gonna. Yeah, they started offering like bikes, like e-bikes, and I was like, oh no, don't start doing that. Just keep making the.
Also, guys, so every week I scour the internet looking for things to talk about for the news, and I don't think I ever like really find great stuff. It's always something sad. I don't know, but so if something like this pops up, you think it's worth talking about, you want to see us talk about it, feel free to email it to somebody over here. You could email it to me or Johnny, and because that'll make my job a little bit easier. So if you do I don't know. I could have just talked about this guy. We could do a little memorandum.
Yeah, he didn't pop up on my news either, which is weird. Do I have a favorite build of all time? Man, I don't know. I have a couple that I like. Yeah, Sir Ron. Thanks, Michael. That's what I was thinking of, the Talaria. It's weird. Each one I feel like sticks out for different reasons, and I think it depends on the build and for what. I mean, my favorite build of all time is probably my motorcycle. Like that one, because that was the biggest. For me, it was the most challenging. I always love when a good challenge, when I'm scared of it almost, where I'm like, is this gonna work out? And then you do it, and you're like, I don't know exactly what you're gonna do, but you just kind of systematically come to a problem. Hey, I need this adapter. How do I mount this to this? How do I, whatever. And then you just systematically figure out that problem and you feel good about it. So definitely my motorcycle conversion is probably the one that I'm probably most proud of. And that one's still always ongoing. I'm always upgrading throttles, batteries. I got a new battery coming, so that'll be a fun upgrade.
What kind of battery?
It's a 72 volt, 40 amp hour. Right now I got a 72 volt, 28 amp hour.
You know what they say.
What?
72, nothing like 72 volts up the poop chute.
Of the old poop chute. That's true. That was good. But this one's also going to be supporting 150 amps. My current battery is 100 amp. I got this one from the guys in Pennsylvania. Who are those dudes? The battery builders in Pennsylvania.
I think
Bicycle Motorworks.
Not the
I had them
Pennsylvania
build
battery
that
builders.
like a couple years ago. And now I got this one from my current manufacturer, and they were able to put in 150 amps. So I got a 50% power bump now. So I'm really excited to see what the performance is going to be like.
So we got a couple other things on the docket. We got 15 minutes here. Looks like there might be some stuff to look at on Discord. I think we also have like a neighborhood bike find.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's do the bike find. Let's talk about that.
Neighborhood bike finds. Oh, I gotta find it in time. I never get there in time.
It's too fast.
All right. There we go. There it is.
All right, so here we go.
GT Aggressor.
Yeah, so this would be this would be a good bike for somebody who's a good entry level bike. It's a hardtail bike. You could get these at Dick's. As you can see, this guy got it. It's like a $500 bike. You could find the bikes like these almost all day long on Marketplace or Craigslist. And if you're looking to build on a good frame, something like this. It's got mechanical disc brakes. What does it got? Like an 8 or 9 speed. It's got an 8 speed, which is perfect. You could upgrade those if you want. Super cheap. You could put a Shimano shifter on it for like $30. You could put a bigger cassette in the back for like $50 and have something that is going to perform like crazy.
It's in pretty good condition too. Like
yeah, but might just need a little bath.
Yeah.
But I mean, something like this. I mean, again, $1,000 you put into this with a battery and a motor and a little bit of time.
Hell, even new. I mean, $500. I mean, what's GT? Is it? They're just like another frame. Somebody like right?
Yeah.
They just like slap their logo on somebody else's.
No,
frame.
GT. I'm not sure if they're
their
still giant or not, but it's weird. GT used to be huge. I don't know. Were you ever a BMXer back in the day?
No.
They used to have like some really good
skateboard
BMX bikes. I remember in junior high that was like, oh, that dude's got a GT comp. Oh, dang. But I don't know. Mountain bikes, I don't know if they really ever caught it. I guess they got the GT. Well, no, I don't know.
Oh, I did have a Mongoose for a minute. I think it got stolen pretty quick.
Dang, we'll get it back.
Dang.
Don't worry.
I'm still looking for him. I'm still looking for that guy.
If anybody has any tips on the whereabouts of Shane's Mongoose,
my 95 Mongoose.
Yeah, so we're taking tips. Anybody want to call in?
All right, so is it GT Aggressor Pro mountain bike, $225. It's in Northeast Portland. Let's pull up the map. Let's fly out here, get it. You probably still ship it. You could come here, pick it up, bring it over to us. We'll throw a Bafang on there for you. Ship it back to wherever you came from, and still be less than $2,000.
Yeah, easy. Probably under $1,500, I bet. But yeah, so that was just like a good example for a bike that you could outfit. Good hardtail. Put whatever size battery you want it. You want a 100-mile range e-bike. There you go. Put any size motor you want on it. You need something that'll do 40 miles an hour. You can do it. Yeah, even if you're coming from Nova Scotia, Shane's showing us all the different places where you could be coming from.
Oh, it won't even let me move over here. I heard that there's somewhere in Alaska where you could walk across in the winter. You could walk across over to Russia.
I feel like that's maybe something you should be doing right before you go to bed. Not while
right now.
Yeah.
See, look at this little island right here. I think
if you have an e-bike.
So this little island is United States territory, and this one is China. So when this is all frozen, over here you get to this island, and you can walk from this island to this. Or not China, Russia. Sorry. So you can walk from this little American island to this, or you could ride your electric bike
across the snow
from the United States to Russia.
In which case, you would want a fat bike for that one.
So don't go with the GT Aggressor if that's...
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't the bike for you if that's your plan, but somebody should do it. I don't know. What are you guys up to? I mean,
it'd be a cool video.
Just sit around watching YouTube?
Yeah.
Get out there.
Yeah, get out
there. Go to Russia.
Yeah. All right, well, we got one more.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to pull up...
Discord. You're going to show some Discord
stuff. I think we had some stuff on Discord. What did we look at last time? Okay, so I think we saw that.
we
So
saw
this
that
is
bike.
just
Yeah, if you guys want to go check out the channel, discord.com channels 9460-832-0351135335
the
/
disc.
whatever.
So for people that are watching the video in the future, I updated the link. It works in the description now.
yeah, I keep getting people saying like it's gone.
It wasn't.
expired.
So that one was outdated. Now it's up to date, and the one that's in the chat right now is also working.
All right.
What is this? What is that?
It's a Rhino rim outfitted with a Elfine 8-speed hub. That's pretty cool. Where'd you get that from? I always like links to people. I mean,
you put the Tannis in there. I tried. I guess I just didn't have the right size Tannises, but I guess that's the way to go.
yeah,
That frame's cool.
any bike I get that I plan on putting anything on, Tannises go right in it. I did see that. So Bafang uses 6 volts. But anyways, yeah, you can use a small. You don't need a huge transformer to do that, or
What
you
is
could use
that?
a small one.
I didn't read all this. What did you read all this? What
No, he was just. I don't know. He wanted to. I think he was hoping it was gonna be a 12 volt thing, but it is a 6 volt setup.
That looks cool though.
Yeah,
Looks like who's that? Is that robot?
it's a blinder. Oh, Johnny 5.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Does kind of look like it.
Funny
That's
foot.
cool. Little recumbent.
Oh, you put a photon on there.
That's cool.
Oh, I bet you that's fun.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, guys, join the Discord. Throw some stuff in there. I really only pull it up if there's like more than one thing to look at. So
Yeah, I like popping in there every once in a while, checking out the gear showcase, because a lot of people like this, they'll show what they're doing, and it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. I mean, stuff is always coming up. So if you want to get some ideas for your build, go check out one of the channels on there. A lot of cool people on there doing some really cool fabricating, doing some cool things, staying up on the tech, and see what's going on. You got any other chats, or are we anybody else popping
yeah,
up?
let's see what they're talking about. Nightbot's chiming in. Make sure to like. If you guys aren't subscribed, you should consider it. We Johnny puts out some really cool videos, and we do this every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 7 Mountain Time, 8 Central,
7 Mountain Times.
7 Mountain Times, 9 Eastern. I'm not sure what time that would be in like Australia, but thanks for tuning in.
And KO4S4, I forget who you are exactly. I always see the screen names and I forget. But
Woody Wong is Jeremy.
Oh, okay. What's up, Jeremy? I do want to do another bike packing trip. I'd like to do it as a group ride. I always feel like I like doing them by myself. If I do them by myself, I think I want to go for speed and just kind of see like how fast I can do it, kind of. But half the fun is like just chilling and it's soaking in the ride, especially when you're doing these like remote rides. I remember we did a group ride, small group ride, me and 2 friends. We went to Hood River. We went around Lolo Pass, around like Mount Hood, and you're just in the middle of nowhere. And that's the fun part. So I'd like to do another group ride, but do another bike packing group ride. All right, looks like we got a call.
Call from
Michael.
Hey, Michael, this is JohnnyNerdOut.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on? We got an actual
Hey,
call, or are you? What do you got going on?
Call.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I talked to you probably a few weeks ago. I'm one of the guys who bought your X1 Pro Gen 4s from you.
Okay. You there?
And I bought one of your 72 volts from you, and you said that I needed a higher amp 72 volt.
Yeah, here's the thing. So those Gen 4s, they have the capability of putting out 80 amps, which is insane. Not many batteries can put out 80 amps. There's just not a lot of batteries that can do that. The one that I have, it's a 72 volt, 50 amp continuous, which is pretty high. I think it'll probably peak at 80 and let you do that in burst modes. But yeah, if you want something to run at 80 amps like continuous, you would want to like find a specialty,
Like someone to build one.
yeah, with like that like size BMS. But I'd be more curious, like, are you interested in running 80 amps like nonstop? Hey, you there?
I am. I kind of want speed. I mean, what you told me before about lowering the wattage really helped me out, and the bike's running amazing. It's just I even want faster speed. I'm already going like 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But
well, at a
it's
certain
just-
point,
it's awesome.
At a certain point, it's the voltage that you're going to need to jump up if you want to go faster. The amps is kind of like your torque. It's going to be kind of the thing to get you up to speed. If you want to go faster, you kind of need to do like a 96 volt setup. But I don't even think the X1 Pro supports 96 volts. If you want faster speed, like just top end, going to a higher voltage system is kind of what you want. What bike are you running on this thing that you're running 45 at?
Oh, I have a Marlin 6, the new edition.
Yeah. All right. The Marlin, that's a decent frame to go on. But yeah, 45. I mean, that's got to be kind of scary fast at a certain point. Am I right? Or I mean, do you feel like it's, I don't know, too fast? And I think we have a little bit of a lag here. I don't think. I think he's probably like 2 or 3 seconds behind.
Yeah,
us.
no, there definitely is a lag. I'm actually watching on the TV myself. There is a lag. But no, 45, it does seem a little fast. But, I mean, I've run motorcycles my whole life, and I want to get up to at least 55, 60 miles an hour. So I'm kind of, keen to going faster. I'm just like one of those
I would
like adrenaline-seeking people.
Yeah.
What was that bike that we did you had an X1 Pro on? You test rode it here.
Yeah, that was on the KHS,
Like
the
Winslow?
hardtail that we had. Winslow, yeah. I think I got that up to like 45. I could have gone faster. I was just running out of runway. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like, I like where he's going with this. Yeah, Bicycle Motorworks, I think, can do 80 amp, but the thing is they're BMSs. They're kind of, I always see stuff on Bicycle Motorworks, and I'm like, oh, they could do 300 amps, and it's like, oh, the bus bars can handle up to 300. It's like, so double check that what their BMSs are rated at, because that's going to be the big thing. Yeah, and a lot of things too, like your chainring size. Is your motor spinning out, or does your motor still have more spool up to go? You might want to change your chain ring either to a higher or lower tooth count, depending on if it's already maxed out. Go with a bigger chain ring. Give yourself a little bit more runway. What are you running? What is your chain ring?
The chain ring that I have is, what was it? I think you gave me what was it? 32, I think.
Yeah, you might want to think about swapping it out if you want to get a little bit more speed, but then you lose the torque. It's weird. I mean, when you're talking about wanting to go like 55 on a bicycle, it's hard because that does put a lot of strain on it. I would probably say dream build. This is what I would do. I would say go with the biggest chain ring possible, which is weird. Like the X1 Pros, they don't come with very big chain rings. I think 40 tooth is like the biggest or something like that. It's like 30. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's not very big.
Yeah.
And so I think so. Oh, thanks, Douglas. I see that. Oh yeah.
He wants don't we have 2 coach cycles?
We do have 2 coach cycles, and I need to do a video on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got sidetracked. We got big,
also we only
bright,
got,
shiny
it's
thing.
about 7 o'clock, so we got a minute.
All
Okay.
right. Thanks
got
a
1
lot,
minute
Johnny.
left.
I appreciate it.
But yeah,
You guys
honestly,
have a good one.
Take a look at some of these comments. A lot of these guys are right with you on this. For the most part, you're going to change out your chain ring. It's going to probably make the biggest difference. Other than that, a voltage upgrade, but I don't think it's going to be able to support 96 volts. Double check with the CYC. I know they were really trying to make it super optimized, but if you want to go 55, 60, you may need to run skinnier tires. I mean, more aerodynamic, and then a bigger front chainring. And I'm assuming that he's using the smallest 11 tooth in the rear. I'm assuming that, that's what you're running. And we're getting a lot of confirmation saying the
definitely.
X1 is 72 volts max. So you're gonna have to play around with the components, I would say.
Hate to cut you off. I feel like you're gonna talk all night.
know.
We might as well like get cuddled up in our blankets and talk.
I know.
Talk about volts. Hey, Michael, thanks for
All right.
calling.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Have a good one.
You
Awesome,
too.
man. Thanks.
All right, yeah, and thanks to Douglas Clark for the $10. I guess
appreciate that. Thanks.
that's one way to get like a video, request a video.
I do want to do. I do need to make a video on those two Buzz Raws and showing them. I've done like no coverage on them. You've seen them. You saw that video, the shot on the warehouse. I got those. They take up a lot of space, but those are awesome bikes. And I have 3 more in box. You can kind of see them there on the
there's
left.
one in the corner there.
Yeah, the bottom left there. You can kind of see them there. But they're awesome bikes, and I think it'd be cool with like a X1 Pro on it, 72 volt. That'd be pretty sweet.
Real quick, do you know the offset for the Lucky 52 tooth? Did you enter that? The off.
It's on the website. If you go to JohnnyNerdOut.com, I have it listed there, or you can go to Lecky.com and find it there. I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say it's like 19 millimeters, something like that. It's pretty good.
So yeah, chat's coming in strong. You guys gotta jump in a little bit earlier. We're wrapping up, but we'll be back next week.
2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks. So
We'll
2
be
weeks
off
from
next
now.
week.
I guess you could pick up the conversation on the Discord.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in 2 weeks, we'll be back here at 6 p.m. We'll just keep doing this. Let us know if there's anything like specific that you want to see or
Have
want
your
us
questions
to do.
ready. Be ready to call in. And thanks for all of our callers. All of them. Thank you for everything that you contributed.
All of them.
So cool. All right. So for Shane and Johnny, don't be this guy.
Hold on.
Let's see. Shane.
Ugh.